Are you responsible if you have custody of your kid and your child gets injured during a break, spring break, let's say? My name is Akiva Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're going to continue our video series to educate and inform the public. So please subscribe to our channel. You know, a lot of the information that we provide in the way of videos comes from questions or is inspired by questions raised by our viewing audience. Here's a perfect example. You got a child, there's a custody situation. Child's on, spring break. Dad's going with him and they're going somewhere and they're doing something great fun. The child comes home in a cast, broke his leg, skiing, hit a tree, this kind of thing. Does the other parent have a right to sue the other parent for negligence? Is there some liability there? I would say this. It's like anything else in life. Let's put apart the coverage issue momentarily and I'll explain that in a minute. But, you're going to look at whether or not somebody did something wrong, exposed somebody to an unreasonable risk of harm that caused them to end up in a cast. In that circumstance, might you be able to bring a claim? Well, you might be able to. It's going to depend on certain things. Coverage is a huge thing. A lot of policies have changed over the years to prevent actions between family members. Early on in my career as a young lawyer, I had a case where there was a clothes chute. This is not so popular now, but it used to be the way they built houses, the laundry was in the basement. So they would put a chute and you could put your clothing from the top floor in the chute and it would go all the way down, land in a basket in the basement. The idea was you wouldn't have to carry the laundry up and down the stairs. There's a laundry chute, but they would always get clogged. So what would you do if it got clogged? Well, you'd have somebody up there probably with a broom pushing the clothing down and the other person would try to grab it down. The chute usually didn't go all the way to the basement. There's usually a mini chute on the first floor also, so that if you had towels from the kitchen on the first floor, you could also put them down the chute. So that's how it worked. So I had a case once where the chute was stuffed up. Husband is on the top floor pushing the stuff down with a hockey stick. Wife is on the first floor, not the basement, the first floor, trying to grab from above, pull it down. He shoves the stick down. It goes all the way through, hits the wife in the nose, breaks her nose. Unbelievable. It's almost like the Three Stooges. Breaks her nose. Now, at that time, there was no exception in the homeowners policies for family members. So we brought a negligence suit. Negligence of the wife against the husband. And we recovered a significant amount of money because he, by accident, broke her nose. But over the years, the homeowners provisions in the policies have become wise to these kind of things, and they have basically excluded from someone who could bring a claim a member of the family. So a member of the family could bring a claim, but don't expect the homeowner's carrier to pay for it. So are you liable if your kid gets? I suppose one could argue that theoretically there might be some liability. Could you sue them? Does it make sense to sue them? If the son finds out that mom sued the dad because son broke his leg, what's that going to do to your family? How's that going to impact relations? Even if you could do it, though, is there coverage for it? Where are you going to get the coverage for it? So there may or may not be circumstances where it makes sense to do that. I don't know that you'll have insurance coverage. I suppose it doesn't matter if somebody's very wealthy or maybe there's some money there. But you got to understand that, when that happens, the primary suit belongs to the person who was hurt. The adult is only operating as the next friend of the minor. The parent doesn't get the money. Only the kid gets the money, and it's kind of like in trust for the child until such time as he becomes the age of majority. So there's all sorts of rules about that. Generally speaking, though, whether or not this is a viable claim is going to depend on several factors. If you are curious about yours, reach out, and we'll be glad to help you out.